We don't have Miss Arditi yet. Or Mr. Gonzalez. Good morning, Mr. Gonzalez.
Good morning, Judge. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thank you very much. I'm trying to angle myself here.
Pardon?
I was trying to angle the iPad so that I could be seen.
Oh, okay. Let me see if they have your client at the annex there.
Right.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Do you have Mr. Senesi?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you bring him out, please?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Court calls the case of the state of Texas versus Richard Senesi, cause number 2018-0C09564. Let the record reflect this matter is being heard in reference to and compliance with the emergency orders of the Texas Supreme Court and the Court of Criminal Appeals under various miscellaneous docket numbers regarding the COVID-19 state of disaster, the guidance issued by OCA, and the El Paso Council of Judges statement to the attorneys of the bar regarding coronavirus. May I have announcement of counsel?
ADA Andrea Crespo for the state, Your Honor. Ready to proceed?
Mario Gonzalez, attorney for Mr. Richard Senesi, you ready to proceed on a plea of true, Your Honor?
Alexandra Alvarado with a dog probation.
Okay. You are Richard Senesi?
Yes, sir.
Raise your right hand. Solemnly swear affirm testimony may give in this matter be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Are you a U.S. citizen, sir?
Yes, sir.
Are you the same Richard Senesi that was placed on community supervision for DWI .15 out of this court August 1st, 2019?
I am, Your Honor.
Pardon?
Yes, sir.
All right. Is that your signature on the judgment there, sir?
So, Your Honor.
All right. Paragraph 3 of the motion to, or paragraph 2 of the motion to revoke alleges that you failed to complete the victim impact program. Is that true?
True, Your Honor.
Following one says that you didn't do the DWI education program within 60 days. Is that true?
True, Your Honor.
You failed to maintain your ignition interlock between November 29, 2019 through June 18, 2020. Is that true?
True, Your Honor.
And lastly, that you failed to complete your community service hours. Is that true?
True, Your Honor.
All right. Court will find that you are one of the same Richard Senesi who was placed on community supervision for DWI .15 on August 1st, 2019 out of this court. The terms and conditions of your supervision were lawful and reasonable, and paragraphs 2 through 5 of the motion to revoke are true. At this time, the court will follow the state's recommendation, revoke your probation, sentence you to 70 days in jail with credit for all time served. Good luck to you, Mr. Senesi.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Anything further?
Nothing further from the state.
Nothing further from the defense. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
And Your Honor, I'm not sure if you were aware, but I do have one of the CWs here for the Miguel Ramos case that you requested to be present at the next hearing.
Right. I am aware of that, and
Okay.
we're trying to get the interpreter. Actually, I don't know if she'll be able to work the interpreter function. So we may have to do it without the interpreter function.
Okay.
Is this for Martha Ramos?
Yes.
Señora, buenos días. Yo voy a ser su intérprete. ¿Sí me escucha? Ok, ¿puede prender su micrófono, por favor?
Wrong button.
Ese es el de la cámara, ¿ok? Prenda la cámara otra vez.
¿Está bien ahí? ¿Sí me escucha?
Sí.
Gracias.
Do you want to try it, Judge? See
Yes.
if she's able to. Okay, let me give her the instructions then. Ok, señora. En un momentito, la jueza va a aprender la función de interpretación. Entonces, en su pantalla, ¿usted está en una computadora o en un celular?
¿En un celular?
Ok, entonces en su pantalla debe de haber donde están los botones ese de la cámara y del micrófono.
No le escucho. No la escucho.
Oh,
Ya.
okay. Sorry. Okay. There goes.
Thank you, Judge. Ok, entonces ahí donde están los botones del micrófono y de la cámara, va a haber otro que es de 3 puntitos y que dice More. ¿Sí lo ve?
Ahorita no veo nada.
Ok. Si le pica su pantalla, salen los botoncitos donde está la cámara y el micrófono.
Sí, donde
Ok.
dice More. Sí.
Ahí, en un momentito, la jueza va a aprender la función de interpretación y le pica ahí y va a decir, todavía no dice, pero va a decir Language Interpretation y tiene que elegir español. Pero
Muy,
ahorita, en un momentito lo va a aprender, ¿ok?
muy amable, gracias.
Ok, ya cuando le haga así, bien. Ok, we're set, Judge, thank you.
All right. Anything?
Dispense, ¿ya le tengo que apretar?
Can you hear me, Miss Ramos? ¿Me puede oír?
Sí, ya lo hice, señora juez. Sí, señora, muchas gracias.
Okay. All right. Annex, do we have Mr. Ramos?
Yes, Your Honor. Ramos Miguel.
I don't have any documents on Mr. Ramos.
Muy amable, gracias.
All right, court calls the cases of the state of Texas versus Miguel Angel Ramos, cause numbers 2020-0C07906, 2019-0C07052, and 2020-0C08757. Let the record reflect this proceeding is being heard in reference to and compliance with the emergency orders of the Texas Supreme Court and the Court of Criminal Appeals under various miscellaneous docket numbers regarding the COVID-19 state of disaster, the guidance issued by OCA, and the El Paso Council Judge's statement to the attorneys of the bar regarding coronavirus. May I have announcement of counsel?
Good morning, Your Honor. ADA Andrea Crespo for the state. Ready to proceed?
Good morning, Your Honor. Regina Arditi on behalf of the defendant, and we are ready to proceed.
All right. Good morning, Ms. Arditi.
I do.
All right. So where are we, Ms. Arditi?
Well, originally, Mr. Ramos on his first case had done VIP and had completed VIP successfully. So the case was to be dismissed. In the interim, he picked up another assault charge and the violation of the protective order.
Okay,
And so that is where we're at because of the fact that we had a different prosecutor beforehand, and now we have Ms. Crespo, so I would have to speak with Ms. Crespo. Another problem that existed, Your Honor, was that because of the protective order, it's my understanding from Mr. Ramos that Mrs. Ramos has 2 residences. And Ramos only lives at one of the residences. However, because of the protective order, it restricts him from going to the only residence that he is able to go to when Mrs. Ramos is living at another residence, but parks her car at the residence where Mr. Ramos lives.
are both residences owned by both of them?
No, Your Honor, both residences, Mrs. Ramos has her own property where she lives at, but parks her car at the property where Mr. Ramos lives. And so
That
when
was not my question.
Oh.
Are they both, who are the owners of the properties?
Mrs. Ramos owns both properties, or she has an interest in both properties.
Your
She owns
Honor, if
one outright, and the other one is community property.
Okay,
Your Honor, if I may intercede, I did have my victim advocate, who's also present, contact the CW prior to this hearing, letting her know what was said in the last hearing about her owning 2 properties, and that's preventing him from being released to one of them. And what she told my victim advocate, who relayed it to me, is that after she left the emergency shelter, that they helped her rent an apartment. But she later rented a home in Socorro that she could take her dogs to. But then she again moved due to safety from receiving what she said were death threats by due to the defendant by drug dealers. So she moved from Socorro, and the defendant didn't know where she was. But she said she didn't lie or anything on the protective order about owning 2 properties or anything of the sorts. And she is here present as well if you wanted to ask her any questions.
okay. So which is the property that the defendant wants to reside at?
Mr. Ramos, can you give me the address of the property that you live at?
It's 3725 Thomason.
Excuse me, could you repeat that?
I've got the address, 3725 Thomason.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Ms. Ramos, do you reside at that Thomason address?
Your Honor, le doy gracias por darme la oportunidad de hablar. Ahorita estoy viviendo en la propiedad del 3725 Thomason, pero para aclararle, yo no tengo la propiedad que mencionan en Socorro. Fue una propiedad donde yo tuve que, cuando yo huí de mi casa por salvar mi vida, estuve rentando esa propiedad. Y renté esa propiedad porque los perros que teníamos en la casa del 3725 Thomason estaban mal atendidos por mi esposo. Yo no me los podía llevar en ese entonces conmigo porque vivía en un apartamento. Por eso renté la propiedad en Socorro, pero no es una propiedad que sea propiedad mía. La única propiedad que tengo en conjunto es con el señor Ramos.
The property at 3725 Thomason is where you and your husband were residing before all of this happened. Is that correct?
Correcto, señora juez.
Okay. All right. So he cannot go back to Thomason, to the Thomason address.
Okay.
Do you have someplace else to reside, Mr. Ramos?
Yes, Mom.
Pardon?
Yes.
And where is that?
So I'll just get an apartment.
Pardon?
I'll get an apartment or with my son.
Excuse me, Judge, I'm having a hard time hearing or understanding him with the mask. Can he remove it, please?
That's up to the jail.
Yeah. Okay,
All right. So
Thank
you
you,
said you would rent an apartment or reside with your son. Is that correct?
yes, Your Honor.
Where does your son live?
He lives on, I don't know the address, but it's in the east side.
Do you know the name of the street?
Mm, No, I don't remember it. I just know where it is.
Ms. Crespo, does Mr. Ramos have any other priors?
I talked to.
Give me one
Your Honor,
moment.
Mr.
I'm not asking you, Mr. Ramos. I'm asking Ms. Crespo, the DA.
So he has the currently pending the VPO and the 2 AFVs. He has a DWI from 1999. Let me check his rap sheet if you'll give me one moment.
All right.
Ms. Crespo, I think that is correct. From my recollection, is he did have that one DWI, but it's from a very long time ago.
Yes. And I think that is all that I'm showing, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have anything on this matter, Ms. Crespo?
No, our main concern was just that, I know that we switched prosecutors in the middle of this case, but I wanted to read up on it and I saw what the issue was, and I just wanted to make sure that the victim was in fact living at that address so that we could make sure that they don't reside at the same address if he is bonded out, is my main concern because of the 2 pending AFV cases and the VPO.
And with all due respect, Your Honor, it's my understanding from my client that Ms. Ramos is still living in Socorro, but only parks her car at the Thomason house so that Mr. Ramos cannot return there. And that was what he told me. And so that was an issue, is if she has another property, whether it was my understanding from what he told me that she owns that property. Now she's saying she rents it. I don't know. However, if she is staying in Socorro, or if she can continue to stay in Socorro, then allow my client to return to the Thomason.
Well, she has clearly told the court today that she is living at the Thompson address, that she no longer has the house in Socorro. So let me swear her in and get that under oath.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ms. Ramos, would you please state your full name for the record?
Señora juez, mi nombre es Marta Ivonne Ramos.
Let me get you to raise your right hand. Solemnly swear affirm testimony you may give in this matter be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Lo juro, señora, en el nombre de Cristo.
Do you own a property in Socorro?
No, señora juez.
You can put your hand down, Ms. Ramos. Are you currently living at 3725 Thompson Avenue?
Así es, señora Ramos. Señora juez, la dirección es Thomason.
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 Okay. All right. Well, Mr. Ramos, can you afford to make any kind of bond?
Not right now. I don't have that money right now.
And if you bond out, where will you be working?
With my business that I have, my carpet cleaning business, that I have.
Take that mask off so that we can hear you, sir.
The carpet cleaning that I do. It's not a full-time job, it's just a part-time, But I still receive my unemployment. Oh, no, not unemployment, my social security and disability.
All right. One of my concerns, Mr. Ramos, is that you're out on bond for an assault and you come back and violate the terms and conditions of your bond, you pick up a new assault and a new violation of protective order.
Yeah, well, I missed that up.
Mr. Ramos, just answer that you understand the judge's question. I'm going to advise my client not to say anything so that
Yes,
he doesn't violate any of his Fifth Amendment right at this point.
Right.
Yes,
With
Your
all
Honor.
due respect, Your Honor.
If I let you out on bond again, Mr. Ramos, you had better not go anywhere near Mrs. Ramos. Do you understand that?
I understand that.
You're not to call her. You're not to go by there. You're not to mail her any letters, or you're not to have anyone else do these things for you. Do you understand that?
I understand. May I ask,
Pardon?
I was gonna say something. And also she can't get close to me either, right? If
She's
I'm-
not the one who's on bond. You are.
Yes, ma'am.
I can't control her actions.
Oh,
If she comes near you, you turn around and run the other way. Because you're the one who's going to wind up in jail, not her.
yes, Your Honor. I understand.
And Your
All
Honor,
right.
with all due respect, can you also advise him that even if Mrs. Ramos contacts him by phone or by text, to not respond to that? I had explained to him that prior, but I think he needs to hear it from you, the court, Your Honor, please.
Yes, he is not to respond to her in any manner because that would be a violation of the protective order. And Ms. Ramos, if you don't want him to bother you, I would suggest you not communicate with him either. You stay as far away from him as possible. You have no reason to be calling him or texting him. Do you understand that?
Lo entiendo, señora juez, y no lo he hecho ni lo haré.
All right. Mr. Ramos, I'm going to allow you to be out on a PR bond again. If you get arrested again, you're going to sit in jail. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Anything further, Ms. Arditi?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. And Mr. Ramos, once you get out of jail, please stay in contact with your attorney so that we can continue with these cases and she can advise you of any future settings.
I understand, Your Honor.
All right, then we are adjourned.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank
Ms.
you.
Crespo,
Have a good one.
You too, Judge. You stay safe. Nice to see you. Ms.
Likewise.
Crespo, is it okay if I contact you by email to discuss this case? Or if
Yes, you can. My email's acrespo, ACRESPO @epcounty.com.
Or if you want, I can contact you by phone if you will, what is it, email me your phone number.
Okay,
And
I can do that. I can email you my cell phone number.
Or you can put it in this chat right here, and that way I can contact you.
I will do that.
Thank you, Ms. Crespo.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Nice to see you. Stay safe, and the rest of your staff too. They're very, very nice. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
I'm just going to get this phone number, and then I'm going to ask to be excused, Your Honor.
All right.
I just sent you the phone number,
Right.
Ms. Arditi.
That's right. That's why I was saying I'm going to get the phone number, and once I get the phone number, I'm going to ask to be excused here. Just
Once
let
you
me
get the
write it
phone
down.
number, I'm going to end this session.
I just got it down. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you, Crespo.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.